The Newsline.
Hello and welcome back to People's TV. We have spoken about Turkey in several of our previous news commentaries. On February 6, 2023, a devastating earthquake struck, leaving Turkey with immense destruction, countless casualties, and a severe economic setback. In that critical hour of crisis, Israel extended a brotherly hand, sending rescue teams and providing humanitarian aid. Prime Minister Netanyahu later reminded Istanbul of this solidarity. Yet, despite Israel's support during Turkey's darkest moment, Turkey turned against Israel after the October 7th attacks. Instead of standing with a nation facing brutal terrorism, Turkey condemned Israel's war on Hamas and went as far as cursing the Jewish state and its Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu. Later, Turkey's president publicly declared that his nation would never allow Israel to claim even a single pebble in the holy city of Jerusalem, a statement we covered in a previous commentary. Today, international media reports reveal that President Erdogan is being hosted at the White House by President Donald Trump. Their discussions are focused on economic cooperation and military matters. Turkey's condemnation of Israel does not automatically imply that the Trump administration is working against the Jewish state. International diplomacy often requires engagement with nations that hold opposing views. While Israel may view this meeting with disapproval, the relationship ultimately strengthens its position. Should Turkey ever attempt to pursue hostile measures, the United States would be in a position to step in and mediate on Israel's behalf. For example, Israel has carried out airstrikes in Syria as part of its effort to protect the Druze population. Despite this, Syria continues to maintain diplomatic ties with Israel through its connection with the United States. Only 4 days ago, Syria's foreign minister was in Washington for talks. A similar dynamic can be observed across several other Middle Eastern countries. Qatar, for instance, provides financial support to Hamas but avoids doing so through official state channels to preserve its ties with Washington. The same pattern can be seen in Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Lebanon. Both Jordan and Lebanon rely heavily on American aid, while at the same time benefiting from Israeli technology. As a result, even though these nations oppose Israel politically, they are unable to completely sever or deny their connections with the Jewish state. At the same time, President Trump is seeking congressional approval for a $6 billion weapons package to Israel. The deal includes 30 AH-64 Apache attack helicopters valued at $3 billion, along with $1.9 billion allocated for 3,250 infantry assault vehicles for the Israeli army. The inclusion of 30 helicopters is intended to significantly strengthen Israel's airstrike capability. This agreement is considered one of the largest defense deals ever proposed between Israel and the United States. Although congressional approval is still pending, strong bipartisan support makes it highly likely that the sale will proceed, further demonstrating Washington's commitment to Israel's security. At the same time, Mahmoud Abbas, chairman of the Palestinian Authority, was refused entry into the United States, reflecting another step in America's measures against groups threatening Israel. He has been permitted to join sessions held on U.S. soil through video links. Turning to the United Nations General Assembly, steps have been taken to tighten sanctions against Iran. The group of 3 nations known as the E3, the United Kingdom, Germany, and France, together with the UN, have activated the snapback sanctions, placing Iran in an increasingly difficult position. In response, Iran has indicated a willingness to enter negotiations. The UN, however, has determined that the window for such discussions has already passed. The E3 and the UN had urged Iran to engage before the sanctions were imposed, but Tehran ignored these warnings and maintained its rigid stance on its nuclear program. The International Atomic Energy Agency has also issued a statement supporting the sanctions, citing Iran's continued refusal to cooperate fully with the agency. Meanwhile, Kogat has reported that 4 trucks carrying baby formula and essential medicines, particularly supplies for sick infants, were intercepted by armed Hamas operatives. Israel has asserted that the UN has deliberately allowed the diversion of these aid shipments. Despite Israel's repeated efforts to deliver assistance directly to the people of Gaza, the UN has consistently obstructed these attempts, enabling terrorists to seize the supplies and sell them on the black market at inflated prices. Regarding Hamas, Israel has successfully neutralized several of its leaders, along with 2 senior Hezbollah figures. The Hezbollah leaders were targeted and killed in an airstrike on a vehicle transporting them. If this report helped you see the situation on the ground clearly, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to People's TV, where truth has no agenda, and facts speak louder than spin.
Subscribe us for more details.